The next algebra topic that we'd like to review is the topic of solving quadratic equations. So in solving linear equations, what we wanted to do was find a value of x that when we substituted it into the equation would be true or be satisfied. With the quadratic equation, we wish to do the same thing. If the form of the equation is different, though, the highest power on the variable x will be 2 in these equations. Now, if you studied this topic previously, there are 3 common methods that are often used in solving quadratic equations. For problems that are fairly easy, the solution process is by doing factoring. Another solution process, although not used as frequently, is called by completing the square. And the most general solution method is by using the quadratic formula. We're going to look at factoring and using the quadratic formula to do these. So the problems on this particular page will be done by factoring, and then when you look at the next presentation, those will be done by using the quadratic formula. So solution by factoring. Our first problem here is x squared equals 4x. A very common technique when you're solving quadratic equations is to bring all non-zero terms to the left side of the equation and have 0 on the right side. So when we take our equation, we now have x squared minus 4x equals 0. This is an easier solution process and works well if you can factor the left side of the equation. X squared minus 4x can be factored off or written as a product by taking out the common factor of x in both terms and then leaving x minus 4 is what remains after you remove the x. So we now have x times x minus 4 equals 0. Now the product of two numbers is 0 if and only if one of the individual numbers is 0. So either x is 0 or x minus 4 equals 0, and then that leaves us as an answer x equals 0 or x equals 4. As a second example, we have x squared minus 121 equals 0. This one is also doable by factoring. The x squared minus 121, hopefully you recognize that is being in the form of the difference of two squares. X squared is the square of x, and 121 is the square of 11. So x squared minus 121 is x minus 11 times x plus 11 equals 0. This product is 0 when one of the factors is 0, so either x minus 11 equals 0 or x plus 11 equals 0. And if you solve those, you get x equals 11 or x equals negative 11. So if you can do it by factoring, that procedure works quite well. We'll now go on to, as I said, our next presentation will cover using the quadratic formula.